Hey everybody, so I'm going to explain a concept that seems simple on the outside looking in, but it's just not something that a lot of people think about when they're trying to start a business in this Pokemon sphere. My previous video was like, oh, the train's leaving, choo-choo. Get on the train. If you want to, really start a business and grow to a level that you want to have, a decent amount of, side income or make it a full-time job. Here's one of the avenues that you could go into, and it's something that I've done now for years in this business. And it's not, here's the concept. There are just an unbelievable amount. It's a huge buyer pool, right, of people buying cards out there. And everybody seems to be like, they just want to take a card, either arbitrage it, right, go to a local whatever, on offer up, let go, Facebook Marketplace, whatever. You buy a card that's worth $200 and someone's selling it for $100. You buy it, you do the arbitrage, whatever. There's that form of selling to a buyer. There's also value added, which could be you get raw cards and your value added is you're getting them graded and hopefully graded in a high grade. And then you get the payoff of being able to sell those cards to the end buyer. Or something like you have modern sealed product at a really discounted rate somehow, and you're able to sell it, well under, the MSRP or whatever it is to the final buyer. That's your kind of value add. You're the lowest price person. Or something like, and I don't really consider this value add, but a lot of people seemingly do, is that you do box breaks. You can provide that entertainment or whatever it is, community kind of feel to where you're opening the packs for people and I guess kind of bringing them reactions or whatever. Like I said, I would rather open my own packs, but it is what it is. That's the value add there. There could be, so there's a lot of ways to actually sell to that final buyer. But what people don't seem to realize is that for every buyer, there's a seller, right? For every card you see that's sold on eBay or anything else off of eBay, every single buyer, there's someone selling that. So everybody always focuses on the buyers. What the buyer's demanding today. What do they want? How do they want it? How fast do they want it? It's always what's the buyer want. But people don't seem to realize that the buying it needs a seller on the other end. So there are, I know, I'm not going to say an equal amount of sellers and buyers, but equal amount of transactions of someone selling an item to a buyer. And, what people don't realize is that selling those buyers, buying is easy, right? Buying is probably the fun part. It's like if you're looking for that arbitrage opportunity, it's like a treasure hunt. If you're speculating on modern booster boxes and you're buying X amount and you're just kind of putting it away and you find your spreadsheet if the price is going up or down, it's like a fun kind of game there. You're buying collections and you're getting them graded and that's exciting. Everybody likes buying. That's the way it is. Selling is difficult, and sometimes it's some people don't even sell anything because they're just too afraid to sell. I mean, there's people that are so paralyzed by selling that they just don't sell anything. But for the people that sell a lot, that is probably, if you're talking about buying versus selling is the worst of the two. So ergo there's, I don't even know if that's the right way to apply that word. Anyway, sellers and buyers. Everybody focuses on the buyer, but the sellers, not only are there a ton of them and a lot of big whales. A lot of guys that sell a whole lot of items that don't want to do that part of the process. If you can take away some of that time that they are spending grading products, breaking products, like streaming, I mean, like breaking open boxes, selling the products, just actually selling them, marketing the products, anything that, can do in that sphere, they're going to want you. The good thing about sellers is that all they want is money. Now, sometimes they want money faster. Sometimes they want, it's the faster the better, less friction the better. That's why, people who will just go through someone to buy something and pay a little bit more because they just get it all in one block, or they'll pay someone to grade their cards like a middleman and pay them X amount more to be able to get that. That's why they'll pay a fee to get their items consigned to sell versus them selling, because once again, you're reducing either fees or the friction of being able to sell, or the time that's actually have to spend selling. Remember, buying is the most fun part. So if you can get these sellers and take away that selling part, or at least part of their selling part, or some aspect of selling, guess what? That person is going to, make a little less margin because there is a fee to whatever it is that you're taking away, of course, because it's work. But guess what? That person can now go back and use their skills and optimization or whatever it is, efficiencies, to be able to buy more stuff so that you can help sell that stuff. So now that gives them not only more time back in their hands, but they can put more time back in their hands to doing something more fun, which is buying. And, I just see people who like go into this business and they're like, well, now I grade collections, or I break boxes, or I sell raw cards, or, I go to conventions and I sell to the buyers there, or there's so many different ways of doing it. But people don't seem to realize that all those people selling, on the other end of a buyer is a seller. And those sellers probably don't like selling as much as they're buying. So if you can take away any aspect of it, and you guys, if you're selling, if you're buying and selling, you know the pain points in that selling process, right? And buying is just usually clicking a button or trying to find something and, oh, I buy it, and then it shows up. Whereas selling is, scanning the item, inventorying the item, listing the item, dealing with customers, shipping the item. Hopefully the shipping gets there, and hopefully it's not returned or scammed. Then there's accounting. Then it's like, okay, well, now it's sold. Now I have to look at the taxes and look at, once it's bought, it's just kind of a pain from there. But I just don't think a lot of people, they're always focused on what does the buyer want. Well, you need to start realizing if you really want an opportunity, and this is like not for everybody, right? Because a lot of people just like selling to buyers. But if you want to sell a service to sellers, it's out there. It's something that a lot of them don't want to do. It takes time, it takes money, it takes effort, it takes risk. Sell to the sellers, right? Stop selling to buyers. Anyway, that's just a little thought I had for today. Thanks again for watching. And yeah, we'll talk again soon.